Oh, here comes the long version. Anyways, the old coot here come back at you with another exciting video. As I mentioned in the previous video, I was talking about how a lot of times maybe you've been shown this refrigerator test for extra virgin olive oil. Sorry, this was just here for so I could show you all the control versus the real one. But anyways, a lot of times people get extra virgin olive oil, right? What's on the label, and they test it. They put it in the fridge, and it's like, oh my God, it didn't turn cloudy. It didn't turn gelatinous or gummy or whatever. It must not be real olive oil or real extra virgin olive oil. Try the test again, but this time when you do the test, so like I did with this one, is take your olive oil, pour it into a glass, and then put in just a little bit of white wine vinegar, or you could use red wine vinegar like I did in these, right? If you redo the test and the oil still looks like this, right? You've got separation, but the oil itself, see the oil there? See the oil here? If the oil does not turn cloudy like it is there, odds are then yes, you're dealing with an inferior product. It is not extra virgin olive oil. But if you do the olive oil test, put in the vinegar and then put this in the fridge overnight and it does turn cloudy, like it gets to this cloudy state, then that's how you know that you really and truly have extra virgin olive oil. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so with that being said, this was just my control that I poured it from this bottle, just poured it in just to show you all what room temperature extra virgin olive oil should look like. And like I said, if you took this as is and put it in the fridge, it will not turn cloudy unless you put something else in it. And if it doesn't turn cloudy, again, if it does not turn cloudy with the vinegar in it, that's how you know that this is something else. It's cut with something, whatever. But in this case, all three of these passed with flying colors. Let me show you this one more time. So here's my little paper towel, right? I'm going to show you all. There's the clarity. See the clarity in the control? Now look at the cloudiness, the opaqueness in the actual one that we tested. This is the Costco Kirkland 100% Italian extra virgin olive oil, product of Italy. It's got all the certifications on it, right? Certification. It would have been nice if they had a harvest date, but they have a best before date. But anyways, this one to me had the most flavor, the most punch. I believe I gave it an 8 out of a 10 in terms of flavor, punch, being as true to extra virgin olive oil as you can possibly get within this price range. This is about $14 a liter, $15.50 a liter, somewhere around $13 a liter. So anyways, next one. This is the Kirkland extra virgin olive oil Terra di Body, right? This one does have the harvest date. The harvest date is important because it shows you when the olives were picked, when they were harvested, and more or less you know that you have within about a year to a year and a half of using the olive oil. This one has the best by date. So going backwards or backtracking from the best by date, that's about a year and 2 months from now, 3 months from now. I know that this was harvested about like a year and a half ago, maybe somewhere around there. So we're still within the normal range of usability, freshness. It's going to have the bite. It's going to have the kick. It's going to have the pepperiness, that lemon zest undertone. Both of these were great. This was a 7 out of 10. I gave it even 7.5 out of 10 in terms of flavor and robustness and everything else. This one here, again, totally passed the test, right? Look at how clear this one is. Look at how like cloudy that one has become. So you can kind of see the difference there. Absolutely clear. That one's a little bit cloudy. And remember, these were sitting in a fridge overnight, olive oil with a little bit of vinegar added to it. The vinegar kind of binds with the particulates that are in the extra virgin olive oil. And that's how you know, that's the test of how you know that it is truly extra virgin olive oil. But anyways, if we look at it this way, same kind of vibe. See the cloudiness, see the clarity. So clear, cloudy, clear, cloudy. That's how you know that this one as well, what is that called? Zato. The Zato was extra virgin olive oil. So with that being said, I'm happy. I'm happy with all three of these. This one is actually a little bit overdue. I believe it expired, or Best Buy was about like, what is that, a month or 2 months ago? And a month and a half ago. But it is a product of Spain. It is a single source country. That's also important. If you see olive oils or extra virgin olive oils that have like 4 or 5 countries listed, odds are there's a greater chance. I'm not saying it is, but odds are there's a greater chance that that extra virgin olive oil has been cut with something. Because remember, you have different countries that are sending their oil or olives in some cases to a place to be processed, to be pressed, or sometimes they're pressed in the original country and then sent over. And anything can happen along the supply chain. Does that make sense? Like distributors, packers, whatever the case may be, they might cut it with something. And that's why single source origin is important. So single source origin, this one again is a product of Italy. See that right there? It's also got the seal, right? Certified by controlled body, authorized by the competent ministry or whatever. I do like the harvest date. Like I said, it's better than a Best By date, but you know, it is what it is. So on this one, again, 100% extra virgin olive oil, right? Italian. Again, you've got your country of origin, right? You know that it's a product of Italy, one country. Here's your certifications, right? The English version, the Italian version, all the good stuff, traceable chain of Italian origin, blah, blah, blah. You kind of get a sense of what I'm trying to get here. So with that being said, the one thing that everybody misses when they do these extra virgin olive oil tests in the refrigerators, they forget to put something in the olive oil, and after it comes out of the fridge after 12 hours, it might look like this, and they're like, oh my God, no, I bought the wrong thing. It's not extra virgin. It could be that it is cut with something, or you just need to redo the test and do it by adding a little bit of vinegar to your olive oil, refrigerating it for another 10 to 12 hours and seeing if it'll get cloudy. So that was a question that came up in another video, was what if I put it in the refrigerator for 12 hours and then just add the vinegar in after? No, it doesn't work like that. You got to mix the olive oil with the vinegar, give it a good swirl, stick that in the refrigerator for 12 hours. If it gets cloudy like it did, right? Cloudy like it did, that's how you know that you've got extra virgin olive oil. If it doesn't get cloudy after the oil and the vinegar have been in the fridge for 10 to 12 hours or overnight, and it stays this color, then you've got something that's an inferior product. So anyways, this video is getting way too long. I hope this video does help some of you out there that were considering doing that test. Now these oils are starting to come up to room temperature. They're going to start getting more and more like this. So that's another thing to remember too is, see, this one's been out the longest and it's been coming up to room temperature the longest. So as time goes on, maybe in another 10 or 15 minutes from now, this will look exactly like this in terms of clarity. So this is clear. This one has a little bit of cloudiness. The cloudiness will clear up and the olive oil should go back to looking like this. And then if you re-stick this back in the fridge, guess what? It'll get re-cloudy again and look more like this one does. But anyways, like I said, I hope this video out there does help someone. If you want to see what the tops look like, that's what the tops look like, right? So if you want to go check that out. So yeah, this one's almost back to room temperature, just barely. And then this one's kind of like the second one that I took out. So this one's kind of slowly getting there too in terms of clarity. And then this one is still a little bit cloudy, right? Which is a good thing. I mean, the cloudier it stays, the better, the stronger, the more intense, the more authentic the 100% extra virgin olive oil is. And then this was our control. So see the control compared to that? There you go. See the control compared to that. And then even though this one is almost at room temperature, you can still see a little bit of a subtle difference. But anyways, with that being said, comment in the comment section down there below. I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all on the next exciting video.